Hey y'all, welcome to Chef Outdoors. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube at Chef Outdoors. Today we're talking about the Daiwa BG 8000. Check out this beast, all right? Daiwa products are renowned, they've been around forever. The BG is the classic, the OG, the staple, the benchmark of quality and reliability with spinning reels. It's a great product. Anyway, we're doing an unboxing right here. So, here we go. Let's get it open together. Look at that. It's beautiful. What an old standard. Got the big old handle coming out. Looks like they got some washers, like bushings to adjust the spool if you need be. Oh, there it is. All right. Heck yeah. So there we go. Wow. So, you know, I use these for like my big snook, big tarpon, sailfish, all that stuff. Check it out. The Daiwa BG. Ooh. Black and gold, baby, black and gold. Anyway, there we are. Got the big handle. I'm a righty, so we're gonna set it up. All right, beautiful. Heck yeah! Look at that tank. Heck yeah, that is beautiful. All right, so what are we doing? We're setting it up on a Daiwa rod too. We are setting up this Daiwa BG 8000 on a Daiwa dark water. All right, this thing is a beast, heavy duty, 7-foot Daiwa. Beautiful guys, check it out. Oh yeah. Heck yeah, brand new Daiwa dark water, beautiful. All right, y'all, so we got the Daiwa BG 8000. We got the dark water rod right here, and we're gonna set it up. First thing is this rod has a pretty cool reel seat. So let's get it up in there. The BG 8000, what a beast, all right? I always like to hold them up in place and tighten it up so we get a good firm fit, all right? Beautiful, okay. Now, once I put that up there, this Daiwa dark water has a nice stopper right here too. So it slides up behind on the reel seat so that it doesn't pop loose, which, you know, you'd be fighting a big old fish, big sail, big cobia, big something, and man, you don't want that popping loose. So nice and tight, which is a beautiful thing. So there it is, the BG 8000 on the Daiwa dark water. Check it out. All right, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna spool this up with braid. You know, I use my Yozuri braid, and again, you know, these Daiwas, all these new reels have like a rubber back plate so the braid doesn't spin, so you can put a ton of braid on there. But I always like to start my braid with a little bit of mono backing. So what we got for our braid is Yozuri Super Braid. You know, I like the little spools. The Yozuri Super Braid 50 pound, all right, is what I'm going with on this. The rod is actually rated up to, what, 80, I believe. Yeah, 50 to 80 pound braid. So that's awesome. 50 to 80 pound line rating. All right. And then what I got here for my backing, I always use my high vis for all my offshore rods for trolling and kite fishing, live bait and stuff. So I got my 20 pound high vis Yozuri. All right. And then I'm just gonna set it right here. I just set it on the ground right in front of me here. And and I start with a little loop. So I always tie an overhand loop in my mono. Now again, you don't need to put a mono backing if you want the extra line. Like say you're fishing for tuna, all right? You need every bit of line on that stinking Daiwa. You know, I do. You know, I know this plier company. I got my Dankos. I always forget they're sitting here. Such a crazy person. Got my Danko pliers. Look, still even got the tag on it. Anyway, so I got my Dankos. I got a loop, and I like to start with a loop always on my mono. We're gonna put it through the first eye on the dark water, down to the BG. Come on, BG. Oh, look at that beast. Oh my goodness. All right, so we got that set up, and you know these loops are directional. I just put the line through it like that, and I make sure it's pulling away from the loop so it cinches down on the spool. See if I can show you what I'm talking about right here. So when I put the loop on, see the loop? I make it cinch away right there, see it? So I cinch it that way so it pulls tight and cinches down on the spool. Now again, you don't have to have that, that's just me. I'm just a crazy person like that, you know? How I've always done it, and I feel comfortable doing it that way. And I know I don't need all the line capacity on here. Locally, we don't, we're not catching big yellowfins or anything like that. So we're just gonna put a few turns of mono backing on this. on this beast. We're gonna get some big old fish on this. The beautiful setup. Anyway, I don't need, you know, holy crap loads of that much braid on here. And I like the mono backing. I'm just old school. I like it. It's not necessary anymore, but you know, I like it, so I'm gonna go with it. And you know, you hook into that extra big mahi or that big sail or, you know, 60-pound cobia. I mean, you might need it. Anyway, so I'm just putting a little bit on there. All right, there you go. Put a little bit on there just to get us a base. All right, and then we're gonna fill the rest up with braid. When I do that, I do a line-to-line knot. And the line-to-line knot that I always do is my double uni. And you're like, oh, why not this or that or the FG or everybody loves this knot. Everybody's got a knot. Anyway, I like the double uni. You use the knot you like. I'm gonna show you how I do the double uni. I got my 50-pound Yozuri braid. All right, and how I do it is I take the line, I got tag in and tag in, all right, and I put them side by side, okay, just like so, okay, and then what I do is I create a loop. So the mono, I go here, I go through usually about 5 times on mono. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wet it, pull it tight. Oh yeah, look how nice and smooth that is. It's beautiful. And then I do the braid side. Now when I do the braid side on the double uni, I always double up the wraps because braid is slick and braid slips because it's slick. So I go ahead with my loop, okay? And then this one I go through usually 10 times, 10 to 14. I like to do a couple extra wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Now I like to make sure, see how they're a little bunched up there? I like to straighten them out. So I pulled them and straightened them, and I wet them. And now, oh, little binding. That's just me. I gotta slow it down. I straighten up my knot there. Okay, straighten it up. And there we go. You gotta wet it so they don't heat up. It'll heat up and cut itself and melt the line if you don't wet it. So there you go, nice pulled together. Pull my tag ends, make sure they're nice and tight, and I got a beautiful double uni. Now I'm gonna cut these tag ends nice and short. I don't want it catching my braid on my reel when I'm fishing. So we go down with our Dankos and cut them light, nice and tight, okay? There's line everywhere up here. See, nice and tight. You make sure you got good knots. You know, I got my knots, I always test them, make sure they're good. You know, yeah, it's a good knot, okay? You don't want it to break later, make sure it's good now. Okay, we're gonna tension this line going on with my hand. In the tackle shops, they got a nice tensioner. At home, I don't. So, we are just gonna go right here, and I'm just holding a little tension on my finger. A lot of times I'll wear a glove, you go too fast, you're gonna know it's gonna burn you. And then, you know, a lot of times when I get out there, I will let all my line out with like a deep line and lower on here, just to keep the line nice and tight on the spool, because I don't have that tensioner at home. So, you know, I definitely use my foot, and then I put a little tension on it that way. I use my finger here, I put a little tension on it that way. You know, we're gonna go ahead here and make sure we fill this reel up with a fresh spool of braid, and then we're going fishing. Tell you that BG's is silky smooth, black and gold, baby, looking beautiful with that green braid too. All right, y'all, so we're just finishing this up. This thing holds over 500 yards of 65-pound braid. So I probably have 500 to 700 yards of braid on here. You know, that's another reason I put that mono backing. That's a lot of braid, and that's great because we want that line capacity for those huge fish. You know, I got it right where I want it in my good Yozuri braid on my new BG. Heck yeah, on the dark water rod. Anyway, y'all, check this out. Daiwa USA. Awesome, guys. Check them out, Yozuri braid, and we are going fishing. Make sure to like and subscribe at Chef Outdoors.